thank y'all for staying tuned in, staying turned up, and staying black. It's your main man Israel, aka King Izzy, and I'm joined y'all with 337 Vlog. Y'all already know, and I'm joined here today with a Lafayette legend, none other than Queen Ace, aka Gayla. You know what I'm saying? And she's born and raised here in Lafayette, and has done some legendary things throughout her career. And I just think that it's time that the queen get her flowers. You know, so first off, uh, how's life living in Atlanta as opposed to Lafayette?
Well, I do love my hometown. I'm Lafayette born and raised. I like the cooking, the culture, so nothing can really compete in that sense. However, Atlanta, I found, is I moved to Atlanta to follow my entertainment career. So people there, I see, have a tendency to have a better understanding of, collaboration, networking, supporting one another. The business conversations, they go well. They actually progress the situation and not take 10 steps back. No shade, no tea. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I had to do what I had to do.
And look, that's a truthful thing that that myself as well as some of my peers talk about is the entertainment scene in Lafayette could be much better if people just actually pushed forward with things as opposed to just staying in the, I hate to say it, but the crab mentality. So what inspired you to what inspired you to become a dancer, an actress,
All the things.
videographer? Just like you wear so many hats. What inspired you to actually do that, and how do you balance it all?
Oh, balance. Woo. Well, I've been dancing since I was in diapers, first and foremost. I started off as a dancer. I'm always a dancer at the core, dancer number one, first and foremost. Um, and if I'm being honest, I always saw myself in a big city entertainment career, but my parents were not feeling that. They're like, no, you gotta be close to us, you know what I mean? Which I understand. And it just got to a point where I used to talk about it, and I just stopped talking about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to do it when I'm older. So they didn't actually find out. Well, not my dad, rest his soul, but my mom didn't realize this was what I wanted to do, like for real, until I got to college and I was able to make those decisions on my own. But when I was in high school is when I got into the acting portion of things. I did a couple community plays, musicals, and my parents. Let me just clarify: they've always been super supportive of my dreams and my passions. So anything they saw that I had a talent in, they would try to nourish it to the best of their abilities. I'm in classes, whatever they knew that they could do, they tried their best to do it. So when I got to high school and I was really getting into the acting side of things, even though I was still dancing, and I got into modeling as well, I did that star search thing, the ones they do like at the hotels or whatever. But I actually got picked. And so we went to Florida. They scraped up everything they had. We went to Florida. And I wound up I had like 6 agencies that wanted to sign me, but the closest one was in New Orleans. So I wound up signing with them, and that's how I got into the professional acting scene. I did a Pepsi commercial with Drew Brees and the band One Direction. That was my first like legit major thing that I did. And then I did Bold in the movie. I was a featured dancer in that. So that's just how I got into the acting and the modeling, because it was modeling as well. I was also still in school trying to please others. Even though I love school, I was always a straight A student, dean's list, et cetera, et cetera. My dad had passed, and I just knew that that's not where I wanted to be at the time, because I was just too stressed and emotionally vulnerable to handle my classes. So I wasn't going to school. I mean, I was up all night crying, and I decided that I needed to do what made me happy for myself. So I decided to take a break from school, and I started dancing. At first, I went to Texas, and I was working for a nonprofit performance arts school. Best job of my life. This was my only 9 to 5 that I stuck with. That should tell y'all something. I don't do 9 to 5. But that one there, I mean, I worked from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The kids didn't get there till 3 p.m. So I had half the day to do my schoolwork, train, work out, and then they would come and I would dance for like 2 hours, and I'm getting paid. So that was really great. And then I just found myself loving that way more than my interest in school at the time. And again, I do love school, but I had other things going, other priorities. School's always going to be there. You know, I can only do certain things for a certain amount of time. Fast forward, I moved to Atlanta, and I'm homeless. I'm sleeping in my car, y'all. I'm determined to be out there in Atlanta, okay? So, yeah, it wasn't easy. I definitely had people come up to my car like, are you okay, you know? But I just did what I had to do, and I knew it wasn't going to be long that I would be in that situation. So I stuck it out. I started doing promotional specialist work, and so I saved up enough after Airbnb to Airbnb, and then doing the pad split thing and all that. I finally was able to save up for my own apartment. So that's how I got to Atlanta. Now balancing things, my dancing, modeling, acting, I stopped doing a lot of music because you know how the industry. Y'all, it's some predators out there, and then on top of that, they want your money, and they want to be a predator. What's going on? So I just decided to just give that part a break. Now, if I do make it in another area, I'll revisit, you know, because it'll be a lot easier since I'm already established. But for now, we're tabling that area of my life. But dancing, modeling, acting, they all have their seasons. And that's what I figured out. So I'm also a promotional specialist. You know, I work with a lot of different brands. I promote them at events, pop-ups, conventions, trade shows, all the things, y'all, all the things. So I do that. When I'm not doing that, sometimes, like right now, it's a slow season for that. So I'm about to start acting. Right now is the time to get into acting. I have like 2-3 films booked for the first half of the year. After that, it'll probably be dance time. So while that's going on, I don't know if I told you, but I did get diagnosed with diabetes and hyperthyroidism at the beginning of this year. So I had to take a little hiatus to get my health back right. I couldn't even squat. Like I literally could barely, like I had to ask for help to get back up. I was super, super skinny. I was 112 pounds. Not no more. I got a little healthy again, but we gonna get it together. But yeah, so with that, it's been so hard for me to not dance and just like really focus on my health. So I'm ready to get back into everything. But typically that's how my rotation goes. Typically it's acting, then dancing when in the summer, you know, sun starts popping a little bit. Modeling too, modeling summertime or whatever. But then when fall comes, I'm doing pretty much like all of them at the same time. But it works out.
So my thing is just I'm amazed at just hearing your story, as I'm sure everybody else is. Like it just shows your resilience. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that when you know what you want, you was willing to sleep out of your car and constantly overcome those obstacles, losing your father, you know, which was somebody, you know, close to you. Like that speaks volumes to, you know, your character as a person, you know. Forget talent. Talent come and go. You know what I'm saying? But actual drive and resilience is something that can't be taught, you know. And you right. One thing you said about the hip hop industry and is the shadiness in it. You know, right.
We gotta do better, y'all. We just gotta do better and supporting each other, for real.
And true, it's like I listened to Vince Staples say this in an interview. He was like, the music industry for the genre of hip hop is the only industry that's referred to as the game, and it is because it's a game. You know, and you don't hear about the country music game, the pop game, the R&B game. No, it's a business where people provide a service and they're paid for their services. Whereas in hip hop, it's always, you know, a lot of people trying to get something for nothing. But anyway, to move past, right, and and apologize for going through my phone, but I'm still I'm going through some of my questions I prepared, you know. So I'm still getting kind of the hang of this interviewing thing, y'all. So my next question would be, out of all the different hats that you wear in the entertainment industry, what aspect of entertainment is your favorite?
That's tough. I could say dance just because I've always danced, and it's something I really can't see my life without. But I've grown to absolutely love acting. And I think I was literally born to be an actress because the things I used to do growing up, like everything now just makes sense. Like now I'm just on set, like, yeah, I know, I actually been through this situation, so I know exactly what to do, you know? So, tough tie between dance and acting. But again, I could like not see my life without dance. It's how I express myself. It's how I get out all the angst and anxiety and pain and frustration, everything. It's just how I release my emotions. So even though I do get to do that with acting as well, especially becoming another person or a character in that moment, it's the activity for me. You know, like really being able to like push that stuff out. I need that.
This is what we're gonna do. I previously did this in my last interview with Imani. She's starring in the upcoming show For the Love of Imani, and she's also a stage performer, dancer. And one of the things I did was a on the spot acting. So